are really quite surprised normally when I tell them I'm a zookeeper. It's not the kind of average thing you do when you're 19. I mean, you know, I mean, it's quite cool because I can like set tigers and things on people if I don't like them or if they don't tip enough. That really drives me insane when you're like, you show them around and they just give you like, you know, a fiver. And you're like, a 4-hour tour and you give me a fiver? No, I don't accept that at all. Hi, I'm Paris, I'm 19 and I'm a zookeeper. I think that like more money should be like put towards like things like zoos because like we're like totally saving the planet, like because like animals are like breeding here and like repopulating the world. We don't get a lot of money for that really. I mean, like, you know, it's expensive for me to get here because, you know, they decided to build a zoo like in the middle of nowhere, which is really irritating. And also just because like, you know, things like hay and oats and other things that animals need are really expensive. I mean, you know, you go into Tesco's and, you know, a joint of beef like this, that will last a tiger a day and it's like 30 quid. And you're kind of like, mind you, you get lots of club card points. That is always like really good. I'm saving up for a coffee maker. Not that my manager knows that I'm going to use them, but you know. I trained for 3 years. Yeah, because I started when I was 16. I'm trained and I'm just finishing off. I've got my final exams. Maybe 2 weeks in the future, sometime. And they're like, give me practical exams on like how I think it's all going. And like how well I can look after the animals and things, because obviously looking after like an elephant or a giraffe or yeah, it's really hard work. Zebra, we have zebra as well. I mean, half the time I don't know where I am because the park's so big. Half the time I don't know what I'm feeding because, you know, we've got some really weird, like these what are they called, tapirs. Ooh, they're like little pigs and they like forage around. You're like, take the oats, take the oats, you know. Oh, it's really quite traumatising. One of them licked me once, I'm not joking. I cried, I actually cried. And my mum was like, why are you crying? It's a tapir. And I'm like, I know it's a tapir, but I couldn't deal with it. I totally want to be like really famous one day. I reckon I've got it. That's why I'm doing this documentary, because like there's probably going to be like some really like model artist, you know, because I'm a model. And he's probably watching this thinking, oh, you know, model capabilities. Or I could be like a TV host, and I could host like, you know, the X Factor, or like Britain's Got Talent. I've got talent, you know, me talented. Or The Voice. Oh, you know, just stuff like that. Or I could be like a reality TV star like Kim Kardashian. I love her, she's so sweet. Or Jordan. Don't quite love her as much, but she's alright. Yeah, that is my life's ambition. I wish like, because like you can like, the government's like, you have to go to higher education. But like, I went to like higher education because I had to do a zoology course. And I was like, right, I want to be like a reality TV star. They were like, we don't do courses like that. I was like, oh, okay. I would learn how to marry like a footballer, a rich person. Didn't do courses like that. I was like, what do you do? They were like, oh, we do courses in like zoos. I was like, yeah, why not? I'll do a zoo. You know, I might marry a baboon one day. Although the baboons in this place, I'm not joking, they've got multicolour asses and they smell so bad. It's horrible. I'm like, somebody should really wash them. But the last time someone went in there, they ripped their faces off. So it was kind of like, we'll just stand from afar and spray them with a hose. It's not good, it's not good. They want me to go back into higher education. They need to do some decent courses. Gotcha. I also get to drive the 4x4. That is so exciting. That is actually like the perk of my job because I can have like some music on. So I'm normally listening to like Nicki Minaj or, you know, Dr. Penguin or Christ, anything like that really, when I'm like directing people around. I'm like, here's a zebra in it. Bada-bam, bada-bam, bada-bam. Oh my god, they love me. They love me when I'm driving and I'm just like, you know, casually singing and like rapping at the animals like proper joining in. This giraffe, right, I think his name is George Robert, something like that, George Robert Brian, whatever. And I'm like, I'm rapping to it, and it'll probably come over to me and like start rapping as well. And there's me like, yo, my homies, we're going down with the house, and the giraffe's like, in it blood, we're like trying to go on a party. It's actually fantastic. I'm not joking. I didn't know giraffes could rap, and they actually can. I mean, some of the antelope, pff, and that anaconda we've got, oh, it's terrible. I'm like, come on, sing for your supper, and the anaconda's like, I don't want to. I'm just gonna sit here and do nothing because I'm just a big snake. Oh, snakes are so boring. They just literally, I'm like, it would never survive if we released it back in the wild because it just sits there and does nothing. And you're kind of like, you're an anaconda, you're supposed to, you know, crush things and eat things. It doesn't, but you know. Ugh. The way it like unhinges its jaw and just goes and swallows things whole. I'm not joking, I ate a child once, right? And I like came back from my break, and it was a really terrible break because like Marissa was arguing and I just told her to shut up, and then we started throwing oats at each other because she's a horrible bitch. And I come forward and this woman's like, oh my god, this anaconda's just eating my child. And I'm kind of like, right, okay, what do you want me to do about it? And she was yelling at me and I'm like, it's not my fault the anaconda's eating your child. First of all, the anaconda's probably hungry because no one's fed it yet, because, you know, I was on my break. Second of all, what is your child doing in the enclosure? Although apparently each one in the enclosure, the anaconda got out. But that had nothing to do with me either, because, you know, I wasn't the last person to go there. Someone should lock the gate, really. I mean, normally we don't bother, but, you know, sometimes you do. And third of all, your child was wearing a red t-shirt. It made the child look like meat. It was ridiculous. We had to get the vet to pull the child out. I'm totally not happy about the taxes, because, like, obviously I'm not earning that much, and I pay quite a lot of tax. And that's not really fair, because like the government's having one big party all the time, and there's like me like, okay guys, to all my friends I'm texting them, I'm like, I'm really sorry I can't come out, I have no money. And they were like, get a normal job. I'm like, I have got a normal job. If there wasn't like people like me working in zoos, there would be no animals. All the animals would be dead because there would be nobody here to feed them. You know, and it's just kind of sad, really.